Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you today, and I'm coming at you showing you how I fix a recipe that is really quick, easy, and also meat lovers will love it as well. Because what we're going to do is we're going to fix hoagies, but we're going to fix one a veggie hoagie, and then we're going to fix the other a lunch meat hoagie. And I'm just going to basically utilize some fresh bakery bread that I got. It looks like this. It's a really big, wide bread. And I'm going to move this pot so you can see this pan, so you guys can see it. It's a really wide bread, as you can see. So we're going to use this because I got this on sale for $1. And of course we won't have to use all of this. We're going to make some fresh garlic bread to store for another time out of it as well. But right now we are going to make some hoagies. Now I'm going to make, as I stated before, a veggie hoagie, and then we're going to make the other meat. So we're going to have some ham, salami, some turkey, and some cheese on the regular hoagie. But we're going to load both of them up with veggies. Alright, so right now what you're seeing is the mushrooms that I had just mushrooms. That was just extra virgin olive oil. I have some mushrooms in here that we're going to go ahead and saute up. Now you can turn this into a hot veggie sub, or you can turn this into a veggie sub that has all kinds of vegetables that you have in your fridge, whatever you got on sale. I'm just simply utilizing what I have, and my purpose is so you don't replica, you don't basically do exactly what I'm doing, but it's basically to give you the ideas of how to make great meals for your family. You don't have to spend a lot of money, and you'll eat great. Alright? So we're going to add into those mushrooms that we're sauteing, we're going to add some red onion. And this mixture right here is going to be for both subs. And what I'm going to do in a second, I'm going to put a little salt and pepper on this. And again, you're going to use whatever you have. If you have some squash and zucchini, add that into there. I'm just utilizing what I myself have in my house right now. I'm going to, for the veggie sub, I'm going to add into this mixture, I'm going to add some coleslaw. So we're going to go ahead and saute that. So this is going to be like a hot and cold veggie sub. But what we're going to do is we're going to put some of this mixture aside. That way we can use it for the sub that has meat on it as well. So we're going to take some of this out in a second, and then we're going to continue the cooking process or the sauteing process with the rest and add a little bit of that coleslaw. And what you can do is you can just use the bag, as I'm going to use. It's called angel hair coleslaw, which means it's just basically finely chopped. You can add some cabbage by, dicing it up yourself, whatever floats your boat. But this is just how I'm doing it. We're going to also add some of these hoagie hot peppers, which are delicious. Really makes it taste like an authentic, like deli. We also have some wonderful tomatoes that we're going to chop up on the vine. We also have some shredded lettuce. We're going to put that on both sandwiches, of course. And then I also have some veggie cheese slices. We could put that on both sandwiches just to make it a little bit more convenient for us. And as I stated already, we're going to salt and pepper this mixture. This is just simply, as you can see, some mushrooms, and some onion. But use whatever you have, whatever floats your boat, and change it up. Every time you can have a different kind of sandwich. And the bread, as I already told you, I got that on sale, local bakery, for $1. Now what I like to do is I like to make a big pan of these kind of things, like sauteed vegetables, because then they can fix a sandwich or a hot veggie sandwich anytime. And just put it in a container. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take some of this out, just enough for the portion for the person that's going to have the meat. And this is the portion for the veggie stuff. To this, I'm going to go ahead and add my cabbage. Before I do so, not even that. Before I do so, I just sprinkled a little bit more oil, and I'm adding the coleslaw mix. As that is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and slice up some of those tomatoes. And I just seasoned that cabbage because we seasoned the other vegetables, but we did not season that. We're going to go ahead and stir that around. And even though we're using the cabbage, you can put a little bit of lettuce on the veggie sandwich, because again, this is going to be a hot and cold veggie sandwich. So you're going to have like your different textures, the vegetables not being as crisp, but you're going to have some veggies on there that's going to be crisp. And it's going to pair well with the veggie cheese as well. And the hots, mayo and mustard, whatever you want them, as far as condiments. Now you also can cook this until you reach the desired cooking temp, as far as like it being you know, totally soft in the vegetables or a little firmer. As for me, I want her veggies to be cooked all the way, meaning blend. Alright. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and slice up some of these tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that going and slice up. And as far as the tomatoes, you want them to be 1/4 inch thick. You want to be able to see what you're eating, of course. So this is a perfect slice right here. Alright. And for both sandwiches all together, I'm just using 1 medium-sized tomato. Alright, and we can stir this again. And this is definitely done to the way that I want it. go ahead and move that out the way, because we're going to start to assemble our sandwich. Now I'm going to make each sandwich separately, because in between you want to wash your hands, because you don't want any cross-contamination as far as when you're cooking for a vegetarian. And that's why it's really good to fix your own food when you're a vegetarian, or if you are trying to become a vegetarian, because a lot of places are not going to worry about cross-contamination, to be honest with you. For instance, have you ever thought about how they cut a vegetarian pizza? They cut it with the same utensils most times if they're lazy. And to be honest, since you're not hovering over them, more than likely because of time and trying to hurry up and get it done, they're going to use the same utensils. So whenever, just a great tip and thumbs up if you never thought about this and you find this helpful, whenever you're calling to ask for a vegetarian pizza, request over the phone that they use different utensils. Or either, more than likely, actually the best thing to say is, don't cut it. Alright? So, we're going to go ahead and that big piece of bread that we had, we're going to open that up. We're at 12 minutes. And all of my meals, you guys, are, as always, 30 minutes or less. And as always, they're very tasty and budget friendly. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and slice off. This is a really wide, as you can see, loaf, so we don't have to fix a, that is plenty right there. That makes a big old tub right there. So what we're going to do, is we're going to slice it like so, and we're going to start layering it. Now we have our mayo. So use about a spoon of that. We have our mayo right there. We're going to add some of that shredded lettuce right there. Alright. Because this is a hot and cold, what we're going to do is we're going to layer the cold items together, as you can see. And then we're going to add the cheese, and then we're going to add that hot mixture to it. Then on top of that, we're going to, then on top of that, we're going to add that hot mushroom, onion, and cabbage. That's just going to melt that cheese. Like so. Then we're going to add that onion, mushroom, cabbage. You want mustard now?
You don't need it. I don't know if you know.
You can stop and just turn it off. And then we're going to add those hot peppers. Almost the same amount that we use for the mayo. And then we're going to add, she said she wants some mustard. So we're going to add the mustard. And there you have it. You have a hot and cold veggie sandwich, or veggie hoagie. So, on that note, I thank you all for tuning in. The next is the Meat Lovers hoagie, and stay tuned for that video. Thank you so much, and be blessed.